pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Washington football team. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Carry for Derrick Henry. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
Play action. It's Ryan. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
3rd down.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Ryan. They set up the screen for Henry. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure they didn't give him much run after catch.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. He's got daylight. The 20. Touchdown, L.A.
Winston's pass.
Jerry Jeudy. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels. Because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
On 2nd and 12, Ryan under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Get that quarterback.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Going deep here for Landry. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it. And it brings up 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
On 2nd down, Kamara. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And some room to maneuver. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Gano now to add the extra point. And oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point.
Graham Gano set to kick off.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 24-yard line.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. This is Henry. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
They snap it at 1. Now Ryan. He's got his man, Boyd. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. On first down, Henry. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and pass. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Matt Ryan.
And that is the third sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
Darren Lee.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on third. Here's Ryan to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Joey Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. 12-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Washington, nothing.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
20-yard line.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Finds the open man, it's Mike Williams. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Complete.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Winston to give, it's Kamara. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Working out of the gun, Winston. Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards on the play.
1st down, Chargers.
Off the play fake, Winston. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. K.J. Hamler, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
On for the field goal. A 36-yard attempt.
Oh, that one got away from him. Short distance kick missed. No good. Way wide to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27.
You got it, son. Let's go. And we got Mike, number 53.
Henry. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove...
And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he will bring it out past the 20-yard line.
And, Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And right side, Henry's got it. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down with a nice little gain.
10 yards.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Trying to get it to Landry there, and that takes us from second to third down. Now it's Ryan. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Javon Kinlaw able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Washington. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception.
How you like it now?
And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Alvin Kamara. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead. And with that carry, he's already over 100 yards here in the first half.
And, partner, you know exactly what he's saying to his teammates right now, right? Especially to the play caller.
Give me the ball.
Again, and again, and again. It's not that heavy, sir. I'll take it.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
1-yard line.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. To throw again, Ryan. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 3rd down, Ryan. He'll air this one out for Boyd. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
And he goes down. It's It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Pass rusher extraordinaire, D. Ford that time, getting the sack.
It's second down.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Hunter Henry brings it in. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Third and long for Winston. It got his man complete. The 30, 20, 10, touchdown LA. Jerry Jeudy, 89 yards. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They are just putting things together so well here, drive after drive. They really have captured the momentum, haven't they?
They've taken momentum and pretty much not just give them a jersey, but a seat on the bench as well. Whatever do you need, you've got it, because the way they're stringing things together and creating that distance between them and their opponent, it's really hard to narrow that gap. And the other part is they're taking their spirit away from them, too.
Yeah, now they're just looking to add to that total. On the ground, Kamara. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6. Now it's a bootleg with Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 11 yards there, first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9.
A gain of a yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. Again, it's Kamara. And there is a flag, so a big second down pickup, but will it hold? He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
They'll come up now on a second and long after the hold. back to the ground, this time with Ingram. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
3rd down.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Throwing, Winston. This is Hamler on the receiving end. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all you got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
At their own 20-yard line.
Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On 2nd down, here's Henry. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
Keenum going to try and throw on 3rd down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They run it again with Camara. And shedding through the tackle. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. White now to return. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And his throw here's incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. That'll bring up second down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Intended for Cole.
Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
51, Sam! 51 the mic, boys, 51. 20. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike 51, Mike 51. I'm on.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Javon Kinlaw picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Taken in at the 22. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A good running there by Kamara on first down as he takes this ahead for a gain of 5.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Kamara. Whoosh. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
The ball carrier.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Check 53 flight. Oh, you got deal.
Freeman again. And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. 34. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look.
Hey, let's get some penetration here.
This is Freeman. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And he's going to be stopped close to the first down marker at Washington's 12-yard line. 25.
25-yard line.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that any time you hand the ball to a back.
The Chargers on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down. Now, hold on a second. Why would they decline that? Charles?
I don't have a good answer for you, but let's work the math here a little bit. If you take the penalty, you get 5 yards. Minimum.
You're in the positive in the yardage, and you get to rerun the down you just had.
I like that. I like that little extra on top of the whole thing. This makes 0 sense.
First down.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now it's Freeman. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run the counter. It's Freeman. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Chargers on third down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Freeman. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. The gain of 5 that time gives him the conversion and makes it 1st and goal. They'll run here with Freeman. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing out 2nd down.
And I just wonder if before that last play, if someone on the defense stepped in the huddle and said, we've been run over, run around, run through all game long. Can we come up with one stop right here? And on that play, they did.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Freeman. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no return here for White. It'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll run it again with Henry. And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Derrick Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. So a change of possession here on the punt.
At their own 29-yard line.
Let's show them how to play football. Let's go. Ready? Ready? Check 53's Mike. Not here. Let me go.
And they take a knee.
Check. 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Here we go.
And they'll indeed take a knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
58's the mic. 58's the mic. Defense wins championships, baby.
And they will take a knee here.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
Here's Ty Long now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
Today's final score.
So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense